I now request Dr. Balaji Rajendran, Associate Director, C-DAC Bangalore, to deliver a brief presentation on next generation PKI pointers and the applications or softwares that C-DAC has developed related to PKI. Then we will have the panel discussion.
So thank you. We have been looking at PKI as not as a technology, but as a complete ecosystem. So we always been looking at 4 components of PKI. One is basically the technology component, another one is basically the policy component, another one is the standards, and the last one is about applications. See, when we look at technology, the major stakeholders in this one are the cryptographers and researchers. And when we talk about standards, we have been looking at the standard development organizations and the application developers who have been contributing to that. And when we look at policy and laws, governments, certifying authorities' policies. So these are the major stakeholders in this particular area. When we talk about implementation and applications, we have been mainly looking at end users and systems, and of course the applications also. So we have been looking this as a complete ecosystem rather than as a technology alone. And this is what differentiates, especially the policy and laws as well as the implementations which is complying to the policy and laws is what differentiates the public key infrastructure against a public key cryptography system. Public key cryptography is only about the raw implementation of the algorithms and programs. But if that does not have the legal backing, then it is actually a public key cryptography and not a public key infrastructure. Okay. So next slide. So this is some of the solutions that we have developed. We have a PKI-based secure storage and access manager with us, which will help to the users to confidentially store documents and allow users to retrieve them. So it also helps the administrator to find who uploaded a document, what is all about, and who is having permission, when the document was last accessed, and things like that. So this is based on PKI technology. The solution is there. Next slide, please. We also have a MC system, which is basically a complete digital workflow where a user can digitally sign and upload a document, and he can request. When I say digitally sign, I'm not only meaning e-sign or just a scan signature, but I'm also talking about digital signature which is performed using the cryptographic token. So they can upload the document to a cloud storage, and they can ask for other users. For example, in office workflow, so when indent is raised by one of the officers, it goes to the next reporting officer who might digitally sign it, and further it can go up in the hierarchy. So this kind of structure is basically created, and this supports e-sign based integration also. The next one. Next slide, please. So we also have a PKI based RA solution. Of course, registration authorities depend on the manual mechanisms for verifying the credentials of the user. So this was one pain point in otherwise a complete digitally automated workflow. So this also been, we have a solution for that where you can verify the credentials of a user by using their Aadhaar card, PAN card, and automatic extraction of facial features as well as the other things. So this allows us to do it. And I would like to conclude just giving certain pointers where the system is progressing. Of course, blockchain has really been the talk of the town, and basically blockchain can assure you integrity, but it cannot assure you the other components of it. When we look at authenticity or non-repudiation, then blockchain actually will not be able to do it. But blockchain can be used to strengthen the PKI ecosystem. Say, for example, issuance of the digital certificates can be stored on a blockchain. Or similarly, the revocation of certificates for any reason, it may be, that also can be put up on a chain. So that can allow basically the entire current OCSP system of verifying the certificates can be put up on the blockchain network, and the certificates can be accessed. And moreover, this can enable a longer duration for the certificates. Meaning longer duration in the sense you can verify whether the certificate was issued or not, even 10 or 20 years later within the blockchain framework. And of course, these smart contracts are nothing but a contract written in a programming language, and which means it gets automatically executed when certain conditions are met. But if you want a legal backing of the smart contract, then PKI is one of the solutions which can be considered. A digitally signed digitally signed contract by the use of the PKI technology, by the use of the PKI ecosystem, can guarantee you legal validity for the smart contracts. And of course, NFTs are the new rage now, non-fungible assets which are being created and circulated, but currently they do not have the legal authentication of the creator or the signer. So the signature which is being done in NFT is not as per the legal requirements of the digital for the Indian IT Act. So if somebody wants to, any NFT creator, if they want to have a more stronger legal backing, they should probably adopt a digitally signed NFT, which is as per the law of the land. So that can provide more strength to NFTs. And of course, IoT, already other speakers have spoken, so I will not discuss more about it. So these are certain trends which are going on. And quantum breakthroughs also has been discussed today. So with this background setup, I would request we will move on to the panel discussion.